Good morning, Greater Latrobe. From the WCAT-TV studio, I'm your host, Ramaya Henderson. Student Council is hosting the first annual Senior Sunset on May 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Rossi Field. The event features a bouncy house, obstacle course, music, oversized lawn games, and Grader's ice cream. Each student who attends will receive a coupon for one complimentary double scoop for ice cream. The event is for seniors only and symbolizes the ending to high school. All library materials are due back to the library by Monday, May 23rd. Please place all items into one of the library book drops, which are located outside of the library entrance and in the circulation counter. If you have a specific need to keep an item past May 23rd, please email or see Mrs. Memorel before the due date. Key Club is teaming up with Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Capstone for the Walk for Ukraine on Thursday, May 26th. This walkathon event will raise money to send to Ukraine. It is free to participate, but monetary donations are encouraged. For the spirit of competition, students and teachers can team up as a class, as a club, or as a team to try to get as many laps as they can. The top lap total for each category, class, club, team, will win a Chick-fil-A breakfast on May 30th. Registration for the event is due on Friday, May 20th. If you have any questions, contact Bobby Fetter or Nick Matro. We go to Ariel Teppert for the 3-day forecast.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today we are looking at a high of 69 with a low of 45, along with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, temperatures will range from a high of 68 to a low of 65 with scattered showers likely. Thursday, expect a high of 76 and a low of 59 with more scattered showers. That's the 3-day forecast. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Ariel. Integrated Study students will be providing help in the library for resumes and references, along with help on job applications during sets 1 and 3 until 10:55. Students who apply to be a link leader next year should check their school email for a message from Mrs. Hauk. Wondering what's on the menu today? Here's Emily Sweeney with What's Cooking.
What's cooking, Latrobe? It's Tuesday, May 17th, and cooking up in the main line, we have Italian chicken parmesan sandwich with french fries and roasted chickpeas. Sandwich options are hamburger, cheeseburger, and chicken patties. Pizza options are homemade cheese and pepperoni pizza with max cheese sticks. The grab-and-go bar has fresh salads and deli hoagies with ranch chickpeas. The soup of the day is Fiesta Taco. That's what's cooking. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Emily. Mr. Pratt taught a new history class this year. Social history seems to be the perfect mix of current problems in America related to where they might have steamed in our history. Here's reporter Ethan Hill with the story.
Mr. Pratt's new social history class has gained some attention among students this year. During the first semester, 24 students explored this new curriculum. Mr. Pratt has a lot of experience in history. Throughout the time that he's taught at Latrobe, he's been a part of several different history-related classes.
I think it's just a different way of looking at history, and there was a lot of people who had an interest in it, so I thought it would be a neat way of going about looking at history.
Mr. Pratt has to find ways to keep all the material different while still keeping it interesting since there are so many different history classes.
It's basically history. We try not to get super political or anything in there. We just look at different groups and look at their experiences through American history. So instead of focusing on important individuals, we look at the group as a whole. And so we'll look at groups like, okay, African Americans, what's their experience been like, women, immigrants, just different groups and what their experiences have been like.
The social history class is hands-on and collaborative. There are numerous topics that students can discuss and work through as a group.
It's much, much different than AP. So it's more collaborative, more hands-on, more discussion than AP. With AP, we have so much material to get through. We really can't do a lot of that stuff. So it does lend itself to be more collaborative.
The goal of the course is for students to develop a greater understanding of current social issues based on events, movements, and people of the past.
I think the emphasis is on the students trying to see something they don't have much experience with. I think different groups and looking at their experience coming from Eastern Westmoreland County, we don't have a whole lot of diversity. So I think it's more about opening their eyes to stuff that's going on in the rest of the world and how other people are dealing with things rather than making it, extremely difficult. So I wouldn't say it's more difficult than anything else.
Now that the class has concluded its first semester, students have gained perspective and Mr. Pratt has received some positive feedback.
For the most part, it's been pretty positive. I don't know. I don't give a student survey and I really don't hear from all of them, but for the most part, I hear that some kids are interested in it, and I've had some students in class tell me that they were glad they took it because they learned some things they had never heard before. So that made it worth it, I think.
I think I gained a lot from the class. It was neat to see things you normally wouldn't talk about in school, and it was laid out in a way that wasn't too difficult.
A social history class has been a nice addition to the variety of social studies classes here at Latrobe. Reporting for WCAT-TV, I'm Ethan Hill.
Thanks, Ethan. The Air Force Recruiting Office is sponsoring a Meet the Pilot event at the Westmoreland County Air Show. The F-16 Viper demo team will be coming out this year. The event will take place on Friday, June 10th. Please contact Mrs. Yetter if interested. UPMC is hosting an event for graduating seniors who are interested in healthcare careers. The event will be held Wednesday, June 29th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Heinz Field. Please contact Mrs. Yetter if interested. We now go back to Emily Sweeney for the Wildcat Sports Report.
Good morning, Wildcats. The softball team heads to their WPIAL playoff game at North Allegheny against West Allegheny at 6. The girls lacrosse team has their WPIAL playoff game against Fox Chapel at 7. And finally, at 4:30, the baseball team heads to their Hempfield playoff game against Thomas Jefferson. Here's a video Nick Manalakis, Ariel Teppert, and McKenna Yutzi made for the team.
I'm done.
Good luck to all of the athletes. That's all for Wildcat Sports. Back to you.
Thanks, Emily. Now, here's Ariel Teppert with Wildcat World News.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today in headline news, on Sunday, one person was killed and 4 others were critically injured after a gunman opened fire inside a Southern California church. The gunman was detained outside the Geneva Presbyterian Church in Laguna Woods, California. Next up, Russia has likely lost 1/3 of its ground combat forces in Ukraine, and the forces who remained are depleted and have been unable to make any territorial progress in recent weeks. That's all for headline news. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of WCAT TV News. Have a great day, Latrobe.